Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday, which means it is the midweek meltdown. Yes, we are missing Tommy Guns. Update on him. He has just recently got a new job, and unfortunately, he has to start at the bottom, and he's working nights. But he will be back sooner than later. We'll keep you updated on that. To my left or right, whatever the fuck, that guy right there. We have the Cowboy Jake, and to the bottom, we have the one and the only, the wise one. Gentlemen, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Another day.
Enjoying my week off.
Well, it must be nice working at a school and getting spring break and winter break, you bum.
You forgot summer, too. With
summer.
Might I add.
So, tonight is going to be a little bit different. I got something special. Normally we go through gimmicks, we go through wrestling, current events, but we're going to do something completely different tonight. We're going to peel back that curtain. We're going to dive in it with a close personal friend of mine. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Colin Smith to the chatter room. Mr. Colin, welcome to the shit show that is Tables, Ladders, and Chatter's Midweek Meltdown. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I feel a whole lot better getting a bongo drum roll to bring myself in.
Yeah.
out of all of the possible sound effects we have in our arsenal, you get the bongos. You know,
I can live with that.
There'll be more to come.
No, I'm just happy I get to put that headline in to somewhat match your guys' TikTok and Instagram one.
There we go. So we're gonna kind of get into it. We've known each other many years. We met multiple years back when
10 years
Pro
ago.
Wrestling Blitz was about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You, me, and the wise one, Brad, were with Pro Wrestling Blitz. And you know, you started making. You had just started getting into it. You started doing your thing. What are you doing now? What's Colin doing now?
What I'm doing right now is enjoying my townhouse right now, living in the middle of the woods, working on a fire department and working for a private ambulance company. And I've been doing this for about
the opposite way.
You know, it's kind of funny because you really don't find yourself until you're in the wrestling business. And whenever we had matches where someone got busted open accidentally or they meant to bust themselves open, I was always the one who got stuck taking care of them afterwards and cleaning up the blood. So it just kind of worked for me.
And you know, and that it's kind of funny how you said it, because you know we you know the way life works and the way everything seems to turn out is, you know, you went one way, I went one way, as you know, we kind of went our separate paths. But just last year, you were working as the paramedics for RPW, and we started talking again. It's kind of funny how, and I've never heard somebody put it that way. Like, you never really find yourself until you get into professional wrestling. Are you still training? Are you, minus the fire department and the private paramedic? What is that looking like?
I have completely stopped weight training. I've completely stopped any kind of bodybuilding or weightlifting. I have completely switched over from bench press and squats to yoga and Pilates and even cycling around my area now, because I got a bike trail right out the front door. So I just took advantage of that.
Now is that just years of training and your body's not doing it anymore, or is it more of a you're gonna do a different type of training? Because I know, like, you look at a lot of the professional wrestlers and the indie wrestlers, they're switching more towards the DDP yoga and the yoga style of training preferred to the powerlifting aspect.
It was more of me just kind of having that come to Jesus moment of I don't need to do this as much anymore. I really don't have to. So, you know, why don't I just do something a little bit better and more enjoyable and more meditative for me? Because I would get anxiety just lifting weights. Why don't I just do something that brings me peace of mind?
I guess that's one way to look at me because I've gotten back into the gym and I can honestly tell you I know what you're saying because some days you just get up and like I think the hardest battle is not even going. It's just getting that right mindset. Now, I used to do the DDP yoga and all that, which I want to get back into because I'm older and a little bit fatter. But before we get farther down, why you're not wrestling, you were making a pretty good name for yourself in the independents. You kind of, from when I met you and Brad met you at Blitz, from the biker style, the green headband and the green and black pants, you switched up your whole gimmick at one point.
Yeah, that was a little right after I had my gallbladder removed, and I think I lost probably 60 pounds from that. And I was just kind of debating, like,
I can lose 60 pounds from take my gallbladder right now. If I can lose 60 pounds from not having a gallbladder, I don't need it. I don't even know what it does. Take it away.
I mean, sneezing absolutely sucked right after surgery, so double think that one. Yeah.
Well, okay, you as a paramedic, what does your gallbladder do? Because I honestly don't know what my gallbladder does.
Yeah, I still don't know what it does, and it's been out of my body for 10 years.
Okay. Some paramedic you are.
Well, I'm not.
Wise one. What's a gallbladder do?
Hey, Cody, you
So
have
much
a
for the
phone,
wise
right?
one.
It's called. Hey.
Yeah, use your Google
it.
machine.
You mean the Googler? The Oogly
Yeah.
Googly? No, that's for the rich people. That's for no, I don't have that option.
You got
but
Bean?
no, you switched it up pretty big from like the punk rocker biker style gimmick, which and maybe you could shed some light on it. A lot of guys. We have a comment from Turtle. Turtle.
That's a great
The
story.
amazing Turtle. He says, I will say Colin has changed a lot since his days of passing out naked in the back. Listen, shit happens when you party naked. I can honestly tell you that.
No, I can absolutely tell you that story right now. I got no shame in it.
Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is about 7-8 minutes in, and Colin Smith is talking about how he got naked. And apparently the amazing Turtle saw his turtle power.
Oh, Turtle saw everything. So it's
Jesus.
July 2019. Do a show for IWA Midwest down in Benton, Illinois. And I've got to go down to Alabama the next day for a show in Munford.
Oh.
So Mitch Blake invites me, Chris Miller, Turtle, and a few others out to his house because we all got to go our separate ways at that point. I may have had a little too much to drink.
Now, when you say May, we're not talking about the month or the catch line from the NSYNC song. You had one too many adult libations.
Probably 22 to 24.
That a boy. I forgot how much of a drinkers we used to be. I love it. All right,
I remember
explain to me why Turtle saw you naked.
So I ended up puking in the toilet, but I was just so overheated from the summer humidity. So I stripped myself naked so I could cool down in the bathroom. So I'm laying on the tile to try and cool myself down while puking, only for Turtle to walk in on me at like 2:00 in the morning to me completely naked, face down on the bathroom floor, staring right at my ass, getting a nice hello from my kitty porthole.
Okay, time out. The only thing I am picturing right now is the scene from Ace Ventura where it's kind of hot in these runs. That's all I'm seeing with your face. And it's quite ugly. I mean, so be it, but oh my God. Okay, we've all been there. We've all been there.
I mean, you still got to
We've all
put
had
your
our
long
moments.
hair and the beard on it too.
Yes, you were. That was during your Viking gimmick, which I think you should bring back the hair and the beard. But as a bearded man to another, I think that it's one of the gifts men have. Unlike Cowboy Jake, who has the Doc Holliday.
I mean, he's got the dysentery too. Comes with the mustache.
Well, Oregon Trail all in one.
Yeah,
So,
you lose after 5 minutes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And, it is kind of neat, with the comment section going off because you get to see them as we do. Hold on. I have a rebuttal. I had to pee really bad, but I turned around and went back to sleep. Oh, poor Turtle.
I think
Oh,
Turtle
man.
still has a picture of me when I got super drunk at Canute's, and they had to hang the bucket over my head like a pack mule.
If we have that photo available, please send it because we're gonna have to post it. But it is kind of amazing how you've been out of the game so long, and when we announced, you and I have spoken in previous months about having you come on and how we're gonna do this. It's kind of cool to see all of your buddies and your wrestling I don't want to say cohorts, but your wrestling compadres and companions kind of jumping on to because this, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first time you've kind of talked about what really happened and your journey. Oh, good Lord.
I just saw Steve Aaron's comment.
We're getting into it here.
Oh, good Lord, ladies and gentlemen.
I partied hard in
What's the bucket
2019.
incident?
So I got super drunk
I
at
think we all
Canute's one
partied
night.
hard in 2019.
Yeah, so I was
Now-
probably 3 beers in.
Okay, bring it on. Let's hear it.
I did a shot of Fireball. I ended
Ugh.
up just kind of sitting at the bar, just kind of like, I don't feel so good. And I projectile vomited across the bar from where I was sitting right across to the wall, over the bar, ended up going to the bathroom. I want to say it was Mitch Blake. He came in with a little Menards bucket, hung it over my head like a like a pack mule. Just like, here, just sit. Yeah, just sit me at a slot machine. I'm just kind of hanging there with the bucket hanging over my head, like
We've all been there. I mean, let's be fair. Jake and Brad have seen me. I mean, last year for my birthday, Jake was a DJ by training, and he decided to tell the whole bar it was my birthday. I went through a bottle and a half of Malort by myself.
Oh, you cheaper.
And listen. I like to taste my parents' divorce. I'm okay with it. And I went through 24 old styles that night. And I tell you this now, I threw up one time. And for those of you that have seen Varsity Blues, I was Billy Bob for a night. Like it came into fruition. I called the dinosaurs and I went back and partied.
Yeah.
But
that was a night.
Oh boy. Pretty sure you are the original fuckstick as coined by Mitch Blake. Oh boy.
No, I
That's
don't think
another
I
show.
am the original fuckstick.
Well, let's kind of get back into it. Like, you were making a name for yourself in the indies and around, I don't want to call it the territories at that point, but I think with the independent wrestling companies, it's more of a territory type community. And, like I said, you switched your gimmick up from the punk rock biker to okay, you're going to have to say the name because I misspelled it on the flyer. I apparently was dyslexic, and you approved of it before I posted it.
We know you can't spell.
Yeah, my dyslexia kicked in too. You're all good, Cody.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, no, so the name
no putting the blame.
So the name was Renvar, right, named after the 2 maps on Star Wars Battlefront 1 from 2004. All I did was take the H out.
Again, we are nerds. Not only are we wrestling nerds, but we are geeky nerds at the same time. Okay. So you kind of you switched up your I don't want to say your crusade, but you switched up your gimmick. You started on this new crusade of yours, and you were making some noise. You were traveling to Alabama. You were traveling to Texas. What was that like? Because like you were making some. Oh, what do we got? We got a goat. Who's the goat?
I'm the goat.
You're the goat. You're the goat with the bucket. So what was that like? Because I mean, you started with Pro Wrestling Blitz, and then you kind of pick up steam by switching your gimmick. What all entitled with that? What did that all come with?
Well, I actually didn't start with Blitz. I started with CSW in 2012. When you saw me at Blitz, I had just moved back from Arizona, and I was just trying to get my footing back in the wrestling game. So I had already been wrestling about 4 years prior to that. And
see, I did not know that.
I got Facebook pictures. Stalk my profile for once.
I know you do.
So I want to say, yeah, we probably should have. So
that'll be part 2. We'll have a double feature.
Okay. So I just lose my gallbladder. I'm out for the game for a while, and I'm thinking, yeah, I don't think I'm going to even be able to recover muscle mass wise or even weight wise, because I don't know what all this surgery entails or what's going to come of it. So probably by October, I'm starting to feel better. October 2016. You know what? I never got to do the character I wanted to do. I was just kind of out there throwing my underwear at the wall and hoping that it stuck. So
now was that your doing of not picking the character you wanted, or was that kind of like, okay, you're going to kind of start with like the most generic character and then kind of shift it? You like the Pokemon evolution. How did that come about?
So it was more just out of anxiety because I was still trying to piece together of like, what kind of gear would I wear? How would I do this? How would I go about doing this? Do I need something for my entrance? What would I wear during the ring? How would my boots be? Because white and black boots just aren't going to fit this. Is my paycheck going to clear any of this? How am I going to go about doing this? Because by the time I had gotten everything together, so I had gotten everything together by December 2016, and I'm still in the ring bumping, trying to shake off that ring rust. It wasn't until probably April of 2017 that I really started to get some movement going, because I had gone out to Monster Factory for one of their weekend camps just to try to say, like, what else can I learn? What can I do better? Because I'm going to take this character and move away from the high flying aspect and be more of a ground and pound brawler. I didn't debut the character until May of 2017 in Galley. Carlos was nice enough to work with me on that. It's like, hey, I'm going to put you in a triple threat, get this, see what works with the character and what doesn't. And
now, Brad, when did Blitz shut down, Brad? What year did Blitz shut down?
August of 17.
Okay. So, yeah, because, I just wanted to get the dates, because, like, you had left and everything, and I didn't know if you tried to come back to it, or, but I didn't know if, like, the timeline-wise.
Yeah. I mean, after that surgery, I just stopped wrestling altogether. Five? Was it really 5?
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I'm at 50 at this point.
Okay, listen. If you have to question it, there's probably more. If you got to question 5, and the fact is that you hesitated.
I will testify that.
I mean, I lost count after 3, so
I lost count when I couldn't remember what number.
So, okay. So you're kind of shaking off the ring rush. You're getting back into it. You're starting to feel your mojo. Now, did they kind of, when you came back, were you set on the whole Raider character, the whole Viking character, and was that you starting to feel like, okay, I can actually get back in doing this?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a while, because right as you start doing something completely new, the fans still kind of know your body makeup, so they're looking at me as like, oh, it's just Colin and face paint right now. So you gotta really change up everything.
Correction, you were also at one point in a loincloth.
Hey, don't Georgia the Jungle me.
Oh, good Lord. Do you still have the loincloth?
All of my gear is still at my parents' house.
Oh, we'll get into that later. We're gonna get into that later. Okay. So you start coming out and you kind of break that mold. You start breaking out of the old Colin, and people are starting to recognize, okay, well now he's doing this, and you picked up some steam with it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. What companies were you wrestling for? And I mean, I'm not talking like just in-state, because I do remember a lot of time I tried to get a hold of you. You were out in Bufu.
Dude, a lot of the companies I worked for out of state were in Bufu. That's how they made their money. But Wisconsin, I just kind of took whoever had a show and they offered to book me. Michigan, kind of the same thing, similar with Indiana. And I was just kind of everywhere. Whoever wanted to book me, I'd go work for them. There was no set company that I would work for in different states. Supreme Wrestling in Madison, Indiana, me and them had a deal worked out where, I can come down whenever I want, but I can only wrestle someone who just won a title and be the first new champion's challenger. Put them over, just try and give that champion some credibility. Victory Championship Wrestling or Spartan Wrestling down in Alabama, the deal with them was you're just going to work squash matches because you got a 10-hour drive back. So this is one of our new guys. We think he's ready for matches. We're going to put him under a hood, beat the shit out of him for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And
now, is
Texas,
that really worth? Like now, with we're going to pull it all back with this. I know some guys would probably kind of snicker and like roll their eyes at that, but is that like a negative thing? Like, hey, we're gonna have you come down this way and we're gonna give you a squash match, or we're gonna have you put this guy over, but we're gonna take care of you. Do you see that a lot? And I mean, again, I'm sure a lot of guys kind of turn their head at like thinking they're better than that.
I didn't mind the squash match deal just because I go out there 5 minutes, go over, done, just sit at the merch table, sell what you can, get out of here when you can. Because, it's going to be a 50-mile drive west to get to I-60. Then, and the Supreme deal, same thing. Like, I'm working championship matches only, and I'm getting taken care of on the back end. So why pass that up? Because I'm still getting ring time in. I'm still getting to see what works, what doesn't work. And a lot of those Supreme matches, I took advantage of that and just use those as strict walk and talks for the match.
Now, you coming back, you're getting these, and like I said, like some guys may look at it as, oh, you want me to put some guy over, yada yada yada, but you're just coming back. At some point, you have to feel kind of a confidence boost, saying, okay, yes, you're not putting me over, you're not putting the strap on me, but you want me to come to your company, your brand, to showcase this new talent. That's got to be like a big confidence boost for you as a person and a performer and an athlete and a wrestler.
It was a huge confidence boost for all that stuff because, dude, no one here knows who the hell I am. I'm meeting a lot of you guys for the first time, but I'm becoming the guy that, hey, you're going to be the first person to put some seasoning on this guy. Like, hey, we got this new champion. You're going to put some seasoning on him. And just our guy going over you as a champion, that's going to give him some credibility. Whereas a squash match, like, yeah, you're beating the shit out of our guy for 5 minutes, but they're going to come back a little bit more confident than they did going into it. Which I love being a teacher. I love mentoring people. And I just kind of took that as a little notch in my belt for mentoring.
So you were flying high. You had a lot of, I'm not going to use the term clout, but you had some merit with your name, going to Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Texas, Alabama,
Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, South Carolina.
Jesus fuck. Oh, just rub it in. Why don't you want to just start listing off the states you haven't wrestled in?
The Dakotas, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Portland, Oregon, Washington, California, Nevada, New Mexico.
It's a lot west.
Louisiana, Mississippi, New England, New York. Hawaii, Puerto Rico, French Polynesia, Caribbean.
Okay,
Fiji.
listen here. Listen. As soon as I spit that statement, I'm like, I know what he's gonna do here, and he's just gonna help me put my foot so far in my mouth, like, and you know. But you know, we're gonna kind of get into the meat and potatoes. You know, you're starting to feel yourself. You're getting off that ring rust. You know, you did put on a relatively good amount of size. You started becoming more like the burly Viking, you know, Norse raider. And at the time, a lot of people ate that up. It was a big thing with Vikings coming out. So you played into that, and it worked. But at what point did it kind of start going south?
I want to say it started going south probably around maybe the end of November 2019, December 2019, when my enjoyment of Vicodin and Oxy was starting to take a little bit a stronger hold on me. And I just kind of pulled back on bookings around that time too. Because the winter, I did not like traveling. I did not want to leave the state for a booking. I just tried to do everything in state or maybe Indiana at the farthest. But at that point, like, no one was really running shows because of the holidays. And being in construction at that time for my shoot job, guys would pop open their toolbox. The bottom of the lid would just be lined with Vicodin, Oxy, little bags of cocaine, Tylenol, Motrin, Advil, what have you. And it was just like a convenience store of painkillers for yourself. So at that point, you know, so it's going south because I'm working out, sleeping in the back of my car, doing wrestling shows, going out, working out, going to a job site, popping a painkiller. And yeah, that's just kind of what led to me going south.
So before we go any farther, for those watching and listening and those who are listening on Spotify, again, this is going to be a 100% different style episode. We're going to get into it. If you need help or you know somebody that needs help, reach out. You know, our DMs are always open. There's multiple numbers you can use, but for those listening, it's gonna get, I don't want to use the term juicy, but it's gonna get real quick. And if you have sensitive, if you have past issues with this, I would advise you to turn this podcast off as we move forward. So now, everybody has heard the stories as a professional wrestler, an indie wrestler. You're burning the flame at both ends, from wrestling, training, personal life, work, all of that jazz, and at some point or another, it's all gonna burn out. You kind of said you got into a position where it was like a candy store of whatever you wanted. It was your job turned into Wonka's factory of narcotics.
Yeah.
And I guess that's like the nicest way I can put it. Okay. At what point did you realize it started getting a little out of hand? Because you and I have never really discussed, like, because we would talk this and that, and you know, again, like any grown men who we had a fallout, we stopped talking, life, and this happened, but I didn't really know why. And you know, now that we have discussed, you know, the conversation that you and I have, you know, stays between us like everybody else, but it makes sense now. And I guess the biggest thing that I got from that was, if something you feel is going on, something most likely is. So at what point did you realize, okay, it's starting to, you know, dark side of the ring, my life?
You know, after we went into lockdown, I just kind of finished out whatever painkillers I had. And it wasn't until I just was out of them and thinking, like, oh, fuck, what am I going to do now? I can get alcohol because the liquor stores are open.
Yeah.
I got weed. Just don't have painkillers.
Well, okay. Weed is okay. I can't smoke it because of work, and I just get sleepy, you know. But I mean, I don't think weed or would you, if you're using it for a different purpose in the feel good, if you're using it to kind of numb the pain at that point, depending whatever's going on?
I was using it to numb my back pain at the time, but I
Okay.
really didn't acknowledge that I had a painkiller addiction until maybe months after, when I just had not used it. That I was able to look back on it with hindsight, like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done all that. I really didn't need it, but at the time I needed to find a way to have some kind of pain-free body feeling driving from state to state, house to gas station, to go to a wrestling show, come home. So it wasn't until maybe months after I had stopped that I realized I had a problem.
Now were you said staying out of your car? Was that just for like wrestling events wise, or were you at one point without a home?
No, that was strictly wrestling event wise, because
Okay.
I would.
Just want
There were
to clear
times
that.
there were times that the promoter couldn't book me a motel or a hotel for me to stay at. Because I'd be like, you know what, I can make the drive. It's only 10 hours away. I can beat that in a day. I've driven 15 hours straight.
Yeah.
No biggie. And you're on the road of, okay, I'm falling asleep. Okay, I'm falling asleep. I got to find a rest area and just somehow turn the back seat into a bed, sleep for as long as I needed to before hopping back on the road. Because I made that mistake once and almost died in Kentucky.
Hey, listen, I fell asleep when I drove my truck into a house. Okay, that's another that did. Actually, 5 days after Matt had a heart attack. Yeah.
Jesus.
Talk about that. We'll talk about that another. Yeah. No, but
Yeah.
so you said you're on pain meds, weed, you're drinking. And that was just to numb the pain from the back and everything. And did you ever get hooked on stuff to help you stay awake? Because I know that's how it starts. Like, guys will start taking like Adderall or something along that line to help them stay awake while they travel. Did that kind of come into play at any point?
Well, I'd use Vicodin to stay awake, and I would use Oxy to go to sleep.
Oh.
So
I never discussed that on House. I missed that episode. Again, folks, I'm that guy that will make light of anything, but this is nothing to make light of. But so you realize you're kind of, and this is all when everything started shutting down. Did you admit to anybody that you needed help, or did you originally try to clean it up on your own? How did that come about? Because I've had friends that have had issues, and they originally tried to do it on their own. I mean, I've been an alcoholic before, but it's not something a lot of people like to admit. With you, how did you kind of grab it by the reins and go, why not? We're gonna correct this beast.
Well, I've always kind of been one of those people that, like, you know what, I don't need to ask you for help because this isn't your mess. It's my mess. I got to clean it up. And I've always been one of those people that, I made the mess. I clean it up. No one else. You can be there for support, but this is something I got to do on my own. And that's just kind of how I take it, is that, I made the mess. I clean it up. I got to kick it myself by any means necessary. Do what I got to do. And I think, go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
And I think that's kind of like, and that was around the time like we had started talking, and then you just kind of went, you Waldo'd yourself, poof, you Waldo'd yourself, and you were gone. At one point, I'm gonna be dead honest with you. This is my podcast, and I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. At one point, I thought you died, like legit, like legit, because like, and we can laugh at it now, but I think we had an argument about something stupid, and because we were supposed to go hang out, again, and then I hadn't heard from you in probably 2-3 years, and then I see your Facebook's activated. I'm like, he's alive? Like, again, and I didn't know what was going on. And again, sometimes, you got to give everybody the ultimate Irish goodbye for a little while. And that's what you did. You just gave everybody the ultimate goodbye, Irish goodbye.
Yeah, I to this day still don't even remember what happened. So, yeah, it's water under the bridge.
But again,
We're
it
all
was
good.
yeah. Oh, and that's like and again, like we bumped into each other, forgot where it was, and then like again, like last year, a year and a half ago, I see you at RPW, and I'm like, holy shit, he's alive again, and but going back to that, what was the hardest thing to get past? Was it the pain meds, the drugs, the alcohol? Was it coming to like some sort of epiphany that you had a problem? Like how did that play out with you? Because you're doing much better right now.
Oh, dude, I kind of picked up where I left off before I started getting on all those workout supplements. So,
Okay, so hold on. I want to get on that real quick.
all
Did
right.
those play any? Okay, we're gonna go from now. From the drugs
First episode's
and the
just going to be my
alcohol.
usage.
Oh, I know what we're gonna get the meat and potatoes with this one. I mean, and you know, I want to say thank you and I appreciate you coming on. And yeah, potatoes, mash them, stick them in a stew.
You forgot to boil
again, I
them.
want to thank you for coming on. I want to thank you for coming on and actually talk about it because a lot of people don't like talking about it. They're I don't want to say they're ashamed of it, but it's very close knit to the chest with them. But you're a different breed with it. You like teaching people, and I think this is a way that people can learn from it. And I mean, you look at the comment section, I got people coming on here that haven't been on, or they watch it and they're quiet. So it goes to show that you did make some sort of an impact on the local wrestling scene, and people are starting to come out of the woodwork because they remember you. So you got hooked on the painkillers and the drugs and the coke, and I exclude the weed. The weed, everybody smokes weed every once in a while, and then the alcohol came into play. What do you think was worse, your drug problem or the alcohol problem?
Alcohol was absolutely the worst because that was easier to get.
For informational purposes, what was your drink of choice?
Budweiser.
Oh, you bastard. Oh, rot gut. Oh, I can't do that. No. Side note, you and I used to go through a lot of Budweiser, sir.
We did.
I remember.
We did.
We did. I think, yeah, that was a long night. Yeah. Friendship in the ring turned into brotherhood. And you want to know, and that's what I'm realizing doing this. Again, Brad and myself, we were with Tony Scarpone with Blitz, and that ended, and we kind of lost our way. Like you said, you never really find yourself until you get into professional wrestling. And some of the friendships that we did make back then, prime example, ours, yours, and mine, and Brad's, it's kind of like some other state in Arizona, like a Phoenix, some other state kind of came out of the ashes, Don't you can laugh at that, Brad. Yeah, fuck. But what would you say was worse to get over, the alcohol, or like you said, the alcohol because it was easy to get? What is your drinking status now? Are you like fully clean?
Fully clean, drinking unsweetened tea over soda and everything else. Just tea and water.
Okay, listen. I've been kicking soda, but listen, they just released Mr. Pibb's Zero Sugar, and it's got 0 calories in it. Listen, I tried it yesterday, and I felt like I invented masturbation for the first time, dude. It was amazing.
Did you mix
like, I was happier than a pig.
Feed the ducks?
Huh? Hey, listen, my nipples got hard,
mix
and I was ready to go. Yeah, pretty much. I got that homemade Irish duck butter ready, baby, all day long. So you're 100%. I hate to use the moniker, but you're straight edge now. You're like CM Punk. You're straight edge, no drugs, no alcohol.
I mean, I'll still take a Motrin here and there, so I'm not straight edge.
Okay. Well, okay. So you will, if it's prescribed to you or within reason, you'll take it.
Yeah, but if it's like a prescription painkiller, I do ask the doctor for a very low dosage, just so I don't run that risk of
Yeah.
just becoming that. Hey, I'm still kind of feeling pain. Could you maybe give me a little bit of a higher
So
dosage?
how long have you been 99%? I'll give you a 97. How 97% clean and sober?
I've been clean and sober from painkillers for about 6 years now.
Congratulations on it. That's absolutely huge.
Congratulations.
That is huge.
Thank you.
Okay. But I notice how you separated that from the alcohol.
I mean, alcohol, I was sober for about 3 years. Then when I went to the Kiss concert in 2023, dude, this is my first Kiss concert. It's the last time they're going to be on tour.
Where'd you go see them at? Where'd you go see them at?
Allstate.
Okay, because I went up to Crandon, Wisconsin to see them on an Indian reservation. I paid $90 for the ticket. So if it was anything like that, yes,
validated.
I will give you a hall pass. That's pass
validated.
on that drinking.
That's fair.
That's validated.
I mean, I spent $50 on a t-shirt. I might as well get beer too.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you want to know what? You're there. It's the last time for the 17th time, So
you know, at least it was only $50. Cody goes and spends $700 on a belt.
Listen, I collect the wrestling belts, like the high class, detailed ones. I do. Me and Brad went to SmackDown this past year, and I bought the CM Punk spinner belt. I had to. I just simply had to.
Oh,
so get off my dick. It's the last one I've bought. Okay, get off my dick.
Dude, I actually got my hands on a WWF light heavyweight title a few years ago. And I was so happy about it because it was still a scratch F logo with Federation.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, let me pull
Those
that
were the
over.
good old days. Oh, he's gonna get it now, ladies and gentlemen. While he's grabbing that, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna give a shout out to our sponsors. Yeah. Okay, yeah. All
right,
that won't fit around my fat ass weight. I exceeded that weight limit. Real quick, we're gonna give a shout out to our sponsors, our main sponsors. We want to give a shout out to Rocket Pro Wrestling. April 11th. No. Yes, April 11th.
Week from this
Spring
Saturday.
break, St. Joe's Park. This upcoming Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Doors open at 4 p.m. Rings bell at 5. There are tickets available. Come out, have a good time. You want to give a shout out to Industry Tap House. Every Monday, you can catch us there watching Monday Night Raw. Next door is Aurelio's. We have a 20% discount with them. So come out, have a couple cold drinks. Not for you, Colin, but bite the wiener. Order yourself some food. Come hang out with us watching wrestling. April 18th. Yes, it's almost 2 weeks away. And yes, it is the first night of Mania. We will be having the second annual Positive Impact Pausemania benefit for Positive Impact Animal Rescue at Industry Tap House. It starts at 2 and goes till 5. Silent auction, 50-50 raffles. If you bring a 20-pound bag or more of dog food, you will receive 15 free raffle tickets. So 20-plus pounds and up, a bag of dog food or cat food will get you 15 free raffle tickets off the skip. And then all the proceeds will go to the animal rescue. It is a good time. We did it last year. And then absolutely at 5, we will go to the back room and Night One Mania will be on. Bring what you want and drinking money. Not you, Colin. Well, know what? I'll buy you a virgin.
You can still come.
I'll buy you a virgin Cuba Libre, which just means there's no alcohol.
Really, not a virgin mojito?
Wow.
Listen, I'm not gonna sacrilege.
He's not gonna spend the money on you.
I love mojitos. Listen, I'll spend the money on Colin. I don't care. Okay, fine. I'll get 2 mojitos, but the alcohol you don't put in his, you put in mine. So give me a double mojito. Okay.
Well, I was also going to add to the Positive Rescue thing. I'm going to bring my wrestling merchandise, what I have left. Whatever we sell off, 100% of it goes to Positive Rescue.
Absolutely. That we thank you for that.
Hell yeah.
So April 18th is that day, and then Sunday night we will be back, which is April 19th. We will be back at Industry Tap House for night 2. And wait, April 20th, we'll be there for Monday for Raw. So come out. We're gonna post it again. Listen, Industry Tap House is great. They basically let us do whatever the hell we want. Also, we want to give a shout out to our other sponsor, Karaoke Entertainment, for all of your local DJ and musical needs. You can catch us tonight after this at Double J Sports Bar, who is probably going to be a future sponsor of the podcast, where my ass has got to go sing tonight to get to the finals next week. So it never ends. Never ends. But, okay, sponsorships done with. Assalamu alaikum. All right. So you're clean now. You're 95% clean because you still take, the occasional Motrin or anything. When you go to the doctor, do you ever have those days where you just want to say fuck it and give me a drink?
No, I don't.
Okay. Hey,
there are those days at work that you just want to say that, but it's like, dude, if I drink, I go down that road. If I go down that road, I could fuck up my job, and I don't want to be in that spot. So, and I got 2 great paying jobs, and I got 2 jobs I've loved doing for years and always wanted to do. So why mess that up?
You're doing the fire department still. You're doing the private paramedic. Now, you did just recently tell me that you applied for the police academy.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So what is that going to do with the fire department and the paramedic? Like, will that all kind of be pushed to the wayside once that goes through? Or are you going to kind of be like the ultimate, like, Captain America superhero? Oh, on this day, I'm going to be a firefighter. Listen, I'm
going to be Soldier Boy. I'm going to be Soldier Boy.
I'm picturing your closet. Monday through Tuesday, police officer. Wednesday and Thursday, fire department. Friday and Saturday, Friday, Saturday, EMT. Sunday, I don't know, whatever I want to do. I don't know why I said it that way. It was very Birdcage of me.
Yeah, I like Birdcage. It's a enjoyable movie for me. I just wish you had the Ralphus voice instead.
Oh, okay, listen. Beggars can't be choosers at this point.
Yeah, you can. You can always choose. Scary Movie 1. I want $1. Here's a nice sandwich. I asked for $1, bitch.
So you applied. You applied to the police department. When will you hear back from that, or have you kind of gotten an idea how that's going to turn out?
I just put the application in. Got to hear back from them so I can go take the test. And it's entry level, so it would be if they pick me, they'll send me to the police academy in Decatur for 4 months.
Oh wow, okay. So you got that going now, but you did hint on, which I don't think a lot of people understand, but you had an issue with the supplements you were taking while you were in the gym. Now, let's clear for the record and clear for everybody listening at home. What were the supplements? Were they just your basic GNC supplements, or were they the adult supplements?
The adult supplements.
We're talking about steroids, which shockingly we haven't really talked about. Baby steroids?
The stuff you take before you take the adult stuff.
Oh,
so that
I went straight. I was doing like the GNC shit, and then I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, big boy steroids. Holy shit, Batman. Yeah. Do I regret taking them? No, but we're going to get into that in a minute.
Yeah, I was never on the big boy stuff.
No,
I was up 30 pounds, and I was never on the big boy stuff.
Dude, you're skeeny.
Yeah, I used to be 30 pounds heavier. I used to be 30 pounds heavier.
With a six-pack. Yeah.
Wait, Tony Boy, he said he was 30 pounds heavier. Where? In your big toe?
Exactly.
That's what happens when he cut off his hair. He cut off all of his hair.
That was 30 pounds of hair.
Yeah. So
let's paint the picture here. We're gonna Bob Ross this right now. So you making a name for yourself as the Raider. You're getting booked. Your daytime job kind of opened up the door to the Willy Wonka drug factory. COVID happened. You kind of go down that rabbit hole. The alcohol starts flowing. And again, we've all been there, or we know somebody who has been down that path. And again, if you know anybody that is struggling and you know they need help, don't be afraid to say you'll help them, or don't be afraid to reach out to us. We have the connections for that. So you kind of get free and clear of the drugs and the pain meds. You start getting off the alcohol, kind of going, okay, I don't need it. And then you're telling me you start having issues with the supplements.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So like probably around, it was like late May, early June, I was just like feeling no energy. I was waking up like a zombie. I was like, dude, the workout stuff I'm taking right now is just not helping at all. And I'm crashing hard.
Could that have been from there was no more withdrawals from the pain meds or the alcohol at that point?
No, this had to be like 5 years later. So like I got clean off of everything in 2020. So like I'm just like, and every 6 months with me working out, I'd always change up my supplements just so I can keep that boost going, keep that energy going in the gym. But this time it's just like, dude, I am crashing hard. I'm waking up exhausted, feeling like a zombie. The fuck's going on with me? So I made some connections out, got some junior gimmicks, changed up what energy pills I'm going to take and what pre-workout I'm going to take, creatine, what have you. Like everything just changed. And then mixing all that, dude, I can easily say that my mind was north, south, west, eastbound and down with Danny McBride and not Burt Reynolds, 5 miles down the road. Dude, like, I was erratic. I was wild. Like I was getting wild with all that shit.
Were you still wrestling at this point? Were you still taking bookings while? No, so you were done.
Yeah, I've been out of the ring for 6 years. I was just trying to stay in shape for work, and also because I wanted to stay in shape in general.
You did. Now again, we connected. We started talking. We ran into each other at events and everything, and then you kind of did the Colin Smith Irish goodbye again. That and again. So for the record, he has the ultimate Irish goodbye to me 3 times so far in about 10 years.
I got the Irish tattoos for it, so
that a boy. So do I. I mean, I drank 15 Guinnesses on St. Patty's Day and I was still standing.
You're a trooper.
But so and it kind of again we've talked, and it seems to happen whenever something is going on with you. And again, not everybody likes to admit they're having problems. Not everybody wants that to be public knowledge. So you're on the supplements. You do the Irish goodbye again, but you were still posting on social media, which I was still able to see. You dropped a lot of weight, and it was almost to the point where I'm like, okay, what? And I don't want to say this to be ignorant, but again, if whenever we start, you get uncomfortable, just give me the thumbs up and we can switch it. You almost looked like a cancer or AIDS patient because you had slimmed down so much. And it was scary.
That was a lot from the supplements that I was taking. I slimmed down and then I threw it all back on as muscle. Because if you see some pictures of me in late 25, dude, I'm ballooned up like a fucking Macy's Day Parade balloon.
You were inflated. You were inflated. It was slightly impressive. So it's like seeing you go from and again, I'm not going to say that you were the biggest dude or the smallest dude, but you had a solid build from Blitz to, doing the Viking thing. With the Viking thing, you started bulking up a little bit. But, you got to that point where I'm kind of sitting like, okay, I don't know where he lives, but I think this guy needs a fucking wellness check, And again, we hadn't spoken about it, but, I saw the post. I'm like, okay, well, at least I know he's still alive. But he doesn't look like he's doing good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not so much a wellness check here and there. I just go quiet for times, like especially when I'm trying to rebuild myself. I will go quiet because, like,
I get that because I do the same thing.
I just gotta shut the door, don't let anyone in, work on everything.
For future reference, the next time you do that, just send me a text. Say, hey, I'll message you. I'm good. I just gotta, fix it Felix Jr. myself, and we're okay. Because I don't know if my heart can handle another Irish goodbye from Colin. Jesus fuck.
Going dark for a week.
And it was strange because you would come over to the house all the time, hanging out with me and my roommate Matt, Steph, and it was just weird. All of a sudden, poof, where'd he go? But okay, so you've been clean off the pain meds and everything for what, 6 years?
6 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been
alcohol-wise,
clean. Alcohol-wise, it was 3 years, but now it's just kind of like, I can drink here and there, completely moderated.
Okay.
It's not an issue.
You're a social drinker. Like, you're whenever there's a special event going on, okay, yeah. Kind of like our wise one. He does not drink, but I have seen him do a shot or two at special occasions. Is that fair, wise one?
Again, but as like Colin said, okay, Colin's a paramedic EMT.
I'm an EMT, not a paramedic. Big difference. About 60 meds.
I work in a school, so both of us, I guess you could say, are considered, we're in the public service eye. So with a school, they literally have somebody in the school district that surfs everybody's Facebook page and everything. So you don't do nothing wrong. So everything has to be legit clean. Can't be anything that, even if I'm not in school, it's after hours, it doesn't matter, because if they go on my Facebook page,
don't be like Cowboy Jake over here cracking another Coors.
If they go on a Facebook page and say, hey, he works at Glenbard West High School, okay, we're going to send this over to him because they maybe need to see what he did Friday night at the bar. That's the kind of people they hire. So when you work like that, so like Colin and that, you're in the public's eyes. It's not like it was 25, 30 years ago. Now you got to make sure everything is squeaky clean. There's nothing, there's whatever. And this way you don't lose your job. Again, he's got a good job. I've got a good job. Yet you criticize me for it because I get paid for summers off.
I don't criticize.
That's not my fault.
Listen, for the record,
but
I have never criticized you for not drinking. Now, I have seen you do shot in the 12 to 15 years I've known you, Brad. I have probably seen you do three shots. That's it.
See, for me, it was growing up watching. My grandfather was an alcoholic. So as a young kid living with your grandfather, me and my mom, my brother living with my grandfather, he's coming home drunk, everything else. We lived in the city of Chicago. So if you ever lived in the city of Chicago, some houses in the backyard had a sewer. So when you did laundry, that's where you dumped the water at. Well, my grandmother was doing laundry, had the sewer lid open. My grandfather was drunk, came, fell in. Was literally hanging halfway out of the thing, all scraped up. The next morning, he's calling for my grandmother. My grandmother threw a bottle of whiskey at him and said, here, drink some more. Maybe that'll help your injuries. Okay, but then watching my grandfather get diabetes, high cholesterol, all these health problems, and they legit tell him it's all the years of drinking that you drank. He would work nights, and he would get off at 6 a.m. and go straight to the bar and drink, and he'd come walking in the door at like 1:30, 2 o'clock. So and then as you're growing up, I'm watching my brother come home drunk every weekend. My mom's waking me up like, hey, can you go get your brother? I just played 3 hours of football and I'm sleeping. And now you want me to get up and lift my brother who's probably really drunk and dead weight and bring him to the house. So I would bring him up and I would launch him literally into the bathroom. Here, I don't care if you puke. But when you're around that and you see that, you kind of like, and I'll air it out. My senior year, it was senior night. My mom and my brother were too drunk. My grandfather stepped up. From that point on, it was like, you know what? I want no part of that life if that's what that does to you.
Yeah. Now.
So yes, occasional every now and then, not a problem.
And again, if you want to know what, Colin, I'm extremely excited for you. You're doing great. You got a handle on it, Brad. I'll give you shit every once in a while, but you're my wise one. I've known you long enough. I can give you shit whether I want to or not. And I'm that guy. But you want to know, I will say this, and Jake and Brad can understand this. Like, at one point, I got a little too far in the bottle, and I can admit it, and I didn't want to. So it kind of just goes to show, yeah, everybody's been there, but, I think the biggest thing is, kudos to all four of us that we've been able to survive that demon. Don't choke. You're supposed to relax your throat and swallow. You gotta swallow.
How often
relax
have you
the throat muscles?
I was gonna make a comment about Cody, but Brad's probably gonna make it now.
Cody's an expert at relaxing those throat muscles.
There it is.
And then where's Calgary? Where's Calgary at? He can
hold on.
Where's Calgary at? Out of this. Oh God. Family show.
He'll testify. We all know you really don't work at the rail yard. You're in a container, and we know why. Little hole.
Remember how you said people are watching, asshole?
They're not watching the podcast. I don't tell them I'm part of a podcast, so they don't have a clue.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So now you're off of all the supplements. How? Okay. Now you said the alcohol was bad. Now, when you throw in the supplements aspect of it, which one was worse? The pain meds, the drugs, the alcohol, or was it the supplements?
I want to say it was the supplements because I was doing them every 3 days. Okay. And I wasn't really acknowledging it because, like, dude, I'm benching 315 for 6 reps. I'm curling 70-pound dumbbells. Dude, there's nothing wrong. I feel great. It is. It really was. It wasn't until... Again, it also came with the erratic behavior. The erratic behavior and like the
I never had that.
Came with it too. Well,
never had that.
And that's what I'm kind of leading to is that probably in November I was in Florida, never took anything, and I started realizing like, fuck, dude, I gotta get off all this shit. I'm like my mind's slowly coming back together, putting pieces together. Like, fuck, dude, I gotta get off all this shit right now.
See, I never had the erratic behavior or anything like that. So maybe I got lucky or something. But again, I think you will understand when I say this. The biggest problem with being on the gear and being on the supplements, the adult supplements, is you're curling 60, 70-pound dumbbells, feeling like a fucking god. And then you get off them, and then you're kind of like, oh, wait. Fuck. like, no, where did it go? And you're back down to like 30, 35 dumbbells where you know you can do it, but you physically can't. So not only is it a physical challenge, but it's also a mental challenge. And at the same time, you're battling your mental ideologies of, okay, I don't need it, but you kind of do. It's a never-ending cycle.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I say is in November, the girl I was seeing at the time, she fucking tore me a new one. And I acknowledged that, you know what, I'm going to get off all this stuff. I'm going to stop drinking energy drinks and change out my workout deal. I'm getting off all this. I'm going to go cold turkey with it. And I was at the gym one day a little after that. And I was just kind of doing light weights. And one of my buddies saw me that I hadn't seen in years. And me and him were talking. I told him, like, yeah, dude, I was on, this, and this, and I'm getting off all that. And I feel great some days, and I feel like shit the next. It's like, this is my wife's number. You remember Jess? You remember Jessica? I'm like, yeah, dude, well, I haven't seen her in a while. Like, yeah, dude. So she works as like a nutritional wellness therapist. Pretty much a lot of her clientele are people getting off of this stuff. So it's like, okay. Hey, I just texted her. She knows she's going to get a text from you. So I texted her. She wanted a picture of all the stuff I was taking. Went home, snapped a picture of all of it, sent it to her. Come out to my office in Itasca right now.
Uh-oh.
So I shot out there. So Frankie told me what all you were feeling after you left the gym. And when I got the pictures from you, you're lucky you didn't have a heart attack with how often you were taking this stuff. Like, thank you.
Now, was it just what you were taking, or is it bad gear?
I think it was just a mix of both. But she went to say, like, with how often you were taking it and how long you were taking it, not everyone's body's the same. Not everyone's going to react the same to it. Some people are going to have great reactions. Some people are going to have negative ones. You had a negative one. And just with all this stuff, and she's showing it on her screen, just all this stuff, you messed your levels up bad to where you were all over the place. Your mind, you completely discombobulated your brain chemicals to where you were behaving the way you were. So all this stuff that you did, like, yeah, you looked great with it all, but you put yourself to sleep and you're just now starting to wake up from it. So, and it's going to take a while for you to try and get back to normal mentally and emotionally because of how bad you messed up your levels and your brain chemicals. Pretty much, Colin, I remember you from a few years ago before I took this job. You were such a Sherman Clump individual personality-wise. You took all you took all this stuff and you became Buddy Love from the sound of it.
Oh my God! Wait, wow.
Yeah, it's like
that
the perfect movie analogy.
In the Nutty Professor. You like I just
so what you need to do if you're going to go cold turkey, it is going to suck. It is going to absolutely suck. But right now you got to kill the Buddy Love side of you and go back to being Sherman. So like just don't work out, don't do anything.
You went cold turkey.
I went cold turkey and it sucked. But I got through it.
Well, you look good. You're looking good.
Thank you. I'm back to my baseline for when I worked at UPS as a driver.
They're better, boy. So it is that time, 8:30. So this just means we're gonna have to run it back. So, ladies and gentlemen, Chatterhead Nation, we will figure out a date to continue this because I feel there's still more going on here. And there are a couple more questions that I want to ask. But I feel like you got to go in chronological order. You can't start at A and go to Z. You got to get everything in between. So
yeah, and we haven't even scratched the surface.
No, and again, this is something that it takes more than an hour to get into. And again, from everybody from the Tables Edge and Chatter production team, thank you, Colin, for coming on for this part 1. But we will get into more of that. What is it? We got April's coming up. I'm thinking May. We'll figure out a time in May. I'm thinking whatever works for you because you got the application into the police academy. But would you like to come back on and we can do a part 2? We've never had a part 2 before on the podcast.
You can book me for all of April and we'll make it work.
Let's fucking roll it. We'll make it happen. So, again, Mr. Colin Smith, I want to appreciate you and say thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
And opening up. We've only got a couple chapters in, but we're going to get all the meat off this turkey. April 11th, St. Joe's Park, Rocket Pro Wrestling presents Spring Break. Doors open at 4, match bell time at 5. And then April 18th, we will be at Industry Tap House for the Pawsomania benefit. Mr. Colin Smith will be there. Come out, give him your money. Bye. Come hang out with us. It'll be a good time. Yes, Hannah, you will see all of us at Spring Break next weekend. We got a couple. Mr. Cowboy Jake has a couple of things in the works for him. But what we normally like to do is we like to give our special guests like the last word on the episode. So, Mr. Colin, if you want to give some inspirational, motivational, fortune cookie style thing, the floor is yours, my friend. And it doesn't have to be. You can tell us to go fuck off and pound a cactus in our ass.
I mean, if you want to do that, I was just going to tell you to go mix a batch. You're already on the computer.
Oh, come on. That was a great tip.
The most burly Nathan Lane looking individual.
Jesus. What? Fuck off.
There we go. We got
I'm
the
cursed. Anna, you're cursed. You're cursed. You are cursed.
Cursed.
Fuck. All right, Colin, send us off, my friend.
All right. April 18th, Positive Rescue. Come out there, support Positive Rescue and Tables, Ladders, and Chatter.
I love it. All right, everybody, have a wonderful week. We will see you Sunday, and then we'll see you April 18th. Again, Mr. Colin, thank you so much for coming on. We're going to have to run it back because I'm not done talking with you yet. Until next time, y'all stay golden and don't go out yucking nobody's yum.